Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear. We've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Monday. Toyota Tryouts. The 2026 Toyota Tacoma is a Kelley Blue Book KBB.com Best Buy. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Bob Hagemann, Congregational Treasurer with St. James Church and School. How are you?
Very good.
Good. I would say you're good. You have a giant celebration happening this year.
Yes, 175 years.
175 years. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know St. James, right? But maybe we don't know the history, the rich history that has brought St. James to where we are today. Can you give me a little background?
The church was instituted or created in 1851. It was kind of interesting. They met to possibly create the church on August 7th. They had the first church service on August 10th.
Okay. It's like,
didn't waste any time.
No, we're getting this done, yeah.
And they built a church at 7th and Jersey, southwest corner 7th Jersey. And all the members actually built it themselves.
Wow.
They were German immigrants. That was a time when Quincy was, I won't say being flooded, but yes, being flooded with German immigrants.
Absolutely.
And we had have had a wonderful history. At one time in the early 1900s, we had as many as 2,200 members.
Wow.
And it was the church at 7th and Jersey. Within 14 years of it being built, they decided they wanted to build another one. Built another one at 8th and Washington. Was in that building for approximately 80 years and decided to build the one we currently are at 17th and Jefferson. And it was even more interesting. They actually started considering the building of the church in 1918, just save up money and getting ready. And of course, World War I just over. And,
sure.
So they started saving money, decided on October 1st, 1929, to build the church, to start the building, and then of course the crash.
Yeah.
A month later.
Right.
So that put that off. So then they brought the subject back up again, November 27th, 1941.
Wow.
1 week before Pearl Harbor.
Lots of good timing going on here,
Yes,
huh,
no,
Bob?
good timing. But finally, after the war, they started building in 1950, got it completed by 1952. It was fully paid for by December 1953.
Wow.
It was really amazing. And one of the things that I find interesting is that the original church on Jersey, they bought a bell from a firm in St. Louis, a foundry in St. Louis. That's still the bell we're ringing now.
Wow. That's incredible.
So.
Yeah, there is a very rich history, a lot of tradition, and I know. So when the church was built, because obviously that was kind of the foundation of everything, but the school was built shortly after.
We had the school started on September 15th.
Yes.
Of 1851.
So like a month.
1 month later.
Yeah, that's incredible. And it still all stands today. Maybe in different locations. Maybe we're growing, right?
We have grown, and we got the current place we are. We had a church member who was a real estate agent, and he was able to buy the whole block.
Yes.
And which has been good. And
yeah.
We've built upon it. We've just finished a renovation of the main sanctuary, about $750,000.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so.
and you offer so much. We were talking before we got started, not only is it church, not only is it school, but maybe a lot of people don't know you offer, it's kind of like a preschool or before and after care, right? For families who need help?
We have a full school. The school is from pre-K 3 through 8.
Okay.
And the pre-K is actually a half day, but we also have a before and after daycare. So if the parents need to, they're still working, etc., their kids can stay there at the daycare and have some very wonderful. We've got the lady that's doing the daycare for us. She's been with us 15 years.
Wow.
And just really she's got the demeanor to deal with kids over a
It takes someone special. Yes, I do agree, Bob. 100%. It definitely takes somebody special to be able to do that. But
yes.
I would say St. James, in and of itself, is very special. Obviously, the congregation coming together to celebrate a giant milestone,
yes.
175 years. I know that it's crazy to think that we're already in August and getting ready for back to school.
Right.
You guys have been holding events this entire year to celebrate.
Since January.
Yes, since January. And I know you just this past weekend you held.
Friday night we had our anniversary dinner on the 7th. And then yesterday we had our anniversary service.
Sure.
And we're going to finish up through the rest of the year.
Keeping it rolling.
Yeah. We're having a trivia contest, a church trivia contest
Fun.
in December.
Okay.
To finish up
So you have trivia coming up in September. You have a couple other events. Now, are these events limited to the congregation at St. James?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No. Anyone really can come. We've got a church picnic.
Yep.
And it brings up a point that in our history we used to have church picnics every year.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were still at 8th and Washington, they would create a march from the church down to South Park to have
Cool.
And one year, and it was 1932, they had 2,000 people show up for their picnic.
Wow. I bet that was quite a march.
Yeah, quite a march.
That's incredible. That's amazing. So you mentioned you have a church picnic. You have trivia night coming up. I know you also have some special sermons or guest pastors, guest speakers.
We have previous pastors who are coming. We have, next month is a pastor who came to us in 2012. And he's now in St. Louis.
Okay.
He was called to a different congregation in St. Louis. And he's coming back for September. And then we have a congregational son who became a pastor coming for us in October.
Okay.
And then the final one will be coming in November. And he was a pastor from 2006 to 2012.
Wow.
And it was interesting. He got married to he had his what we call vicarage, basically a year before they get out of seminary. They basically live at the congregation to learn what they need to do and not do.
Sure.
And he met a gal at the congregation he was in. He married her. He was a vicar at St. John's Church.
Nice.
So
what a love story.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously we could sit here and talk about all the details about every event, but you have so much going on. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about the next event and how people can get more information on everything you have coming up for the rest of the year. But we want to give people that the information of how they can find all this information, and then also how they can get engaged in, say, the trivia night.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, the easiest way, our website, it's stjamesquincy.org.
Okay.
And go onto that website, and it's listed now. Sometimes it's listed only the 2 months ahead of time because the details haven't all been worked out necessarily.
Sure.
But they can find out where to contact, who to call, and if nothing else, they can call the office.
Okay.
We have a wonderful business manager who's very able at taking care of it. So.
Perfect. Okay. But a big year nonetheless, 175 years for St. James. And if nothing else, go sit in on a service and learn a little bit more about what St. James has to offer, not only you, but our community, and how they've managed to stick around for so long.
Exactly.
And I have no doubt that you're going to make it another 175.
Yeah. Well, we had interesting, you talked about the church as a whole, but the school has been kind of unique. I've been going through all this history and trying to put it into some order for the last 2.5 years. And one of the things that I came across was in 1901, there were 211 students in the day school.
Wow, okay.
And 3 teachers.
Oh my gosh. See, I told you, it takes some special folks.
Takes some special folks.
Yes, it does.
Exactly. And now we actually have, we do have some double classrooms, but we do have approximately 100 students, and there's plenty of room. We got enough for 200 students if we have them.
Right.
And the other thing is kind of an interesting, it used to be only the Lutheran kids went to school. And so if you had someone who was not Lutheran, it just wasn't their avenue. It wasn't their way to do it. Today, over 60% of our students are non-Lutheran. So we're using it as a mission tool.
Yeah.
And we have had some success at it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
You have done very well, and I wish you all the continued good luck in the future. Grow the congregation. Go check out St. James. Everything they have to offer for your family and our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
You.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
All right, guys, coming up next, I sit down with Club Four. We're going to talk about the organization and how you can get engaged. Stay tuned.
Don't settle for another boring lunch.
Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's a fun place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
Utopia is now available for your special event, party, or reception. Chill out with a craft cocktail or an ice cold beer, and Utopia has got the latest gaming machines with big jackpots ready for you to win. Utopia is the perfect spot for your next celebration. Utopia is the perfect event venue and is available now for parties, reunions, and private events. Come see what all the buzz is about. The drinks are cold, the space is hot, and Utopia is ready for you.
Welcome to Cedar Club, Quincy's favorite local bar. A friendly corner bar with a laid-back atmosphere and affordable drinks. It's the perfect spot for a great time. With entertainment galore, including shuffleboard, golden tea, pool, foosball, and winning gaming machines. Cedar Club's latest edition is the best spot to catch your favorite game. Great drinks, great friends, and great times. Cedar Club, 20th and Cedar in Quincy.
Jackpot Maggie's brings the spirit of Las Vegas to Quincy. Relax, have a drink, and try your luck on the machines. Jackpot Maggie's brings real Vegas fun home. A clean, comfortable atmosphere and a great location at 1515 South 12th. Jackpot Maggie's is full of games, friendly service, and drinks that won't break the bank. Are you ready for some Q Vegas action? Jackpot Maggie's is ready. It's a doggone good time.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be. Before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
And welcome back, guys. Joining me now, I have Delaney Beard and Gabbie Weiman with Club Four, one organization I know and love. Welcome, gals.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
We're excited to get in front of the mic.
Yeah, so not only getting in front of the mic, but get this season started, which you are well underway, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Before we get to events that you have coming up and how people can learn a little bit more about Club Four, let's talk about the why. How did it all start? Why did you bring it to Quincy? And why our community is, quite frankly, super stoked to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Club Four, this will be our 4th year, so we say it's our best year yet because of Club Four and
absolutely.
4th year.
Yeah, golden birthday, right?
Right.
Yes.
But it's our 4th year. We have our own facility. 2 years ago, we expanded to 4 courts just because of the need for our youth and our athletes. The main goal was brought here was, I was like, we need to play volleyball year round in this area. Back when I played, which was, 15 years ago in high school, we don't even talk about that. But we didn't have club. We had a few, but I don't think the sport was ready yet. Women's volleyball, girls volleyball is the #1 fastest growing sport in women. Right now, if you've been to the national tournaments, if you've seen the NCAA, obviously with NIL and these college athletes, like they are TikTok stars, right?
It's amazing.
So it's just getting involved in that way and giving the girls the opportunity to play year round in a facility that's theirs. They don't have to compete with anybody for court space. I think that was huge for us as we built that. And then expanding, last year we went over 200 athletes, 22 teams. We have over 30 coaches. That's been an awesome opportunity to house that and then build that in the area for the youth and for the high schools and the middle schools, junior highs to be able to play year round. And you're seeing the benefits of that further on in postseason and those kind of things.
Yeah.
This past year we had 6 teams go to nationals, qualify for nationals, which was awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is so incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So, different age groups. We have, as young, this past year we had 10U, the year before that 9U. So they're looking to grow, go into national qualifiers at 12U. So it's a really cool thing. Each year we kind of evolve as the girls want it, and as the families want it. So, yeah, I think it created a space. There was need for the sport. Within young athletics.
Right. So you were talking a little bit about age groups. Now, I think we came in with Club Four pretty much at the foundation level, right? At the foundation, and have grown with it and have enjoyed every year. It does seem like there's growth, and you have different coaches that come in and offer new skill sets. You offer, different skills, different skill growth, development for different ages. What are the age groups that you focus on, or how young do you start?
Yeah, it's really based off of need right now. We can offer 18 to 9U right now. 9U, you play in a lot of 10U tournaments.
Sure.
But we are developing that. Now, 9U, you play in 4 tournaments.
Right. Now, when you're saying 9U, 18U, that's the age, right, that you're starting. So 9 years old to 18 years old. But you're in groups with individuals that are kind of your age, right?
Yes. Yep. You try to stay with your grade level.
Yeah.
And you compete at that age group.
Right.
Yep.
Which I think is really, it's a great way to not only introduce your child to the sport of volleyball if they haven't played any other CYO or sand or anything, but it's a great way to get them ready for, let's say, those school tryouts, right? We want to build those skills, but also we want them to have fun.
Yeah.
So our experience has been both. It has covered, a variety of different developmental aspects within volleyball, but also kind of the confidence, which I think is really important, and then learning from the other girls on your team, which has also been very, very valuable.
Absolutely.
Now, Delaney, you were my daughter's coach. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Time flies, guys. But the skill that you brought to the girls, which is really valuable as well, because sometimes coaches, you have to mesh with your players, right? I saw that in full form with you and the team. You were really invested in them, not only as a team, but individually, making sure that they were growing with you and the team. I think that was really cool. Tell me a little bit about your experience with Club.
I was super lucky. I had some amazing coaches throughout my entire career. I had the same club coaches all throughout, Chelsea and Jordan Foey, they were awesome. And then Gabbie and Josie were my club coaches my last year, and I was lucky enough to have them. So they all took that interest in investing in us as individuals.
Sure.
And so I really wanted to, as a coach, bring that to the girls as well, because I think that especially when you get into that high school level and you're thinking about playing in college, I think it gets to that point where it's a lot of pressure.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure that the girls still are doing this for the joy that they had at the 9, 10, 11U level.
Right.
So I think that that's super important too. Yes, we want to grow them as athletes and we want to grow their volleyball skills, but we also want to grow them as people. And I think that is a big thing that I take into coaching, and especially with that group, they were such a fun group to coach.
Yeah.
So
Well, you did it very well. Just from a personal level, it was very much appreciated, and I know Claire came out of it with skills, with confidence, and with the ability to talk to a coach, which not everybody, you wouldn't think that would be something, but it can be a little intimidating, I think, at times. But
and the benefit of club is you're playing long. You know, it's not like a 2.5 month season to where there's 40 girls and you feel like your coach is overwhelmed maybe with the numbers or doesn't have as much time. We're looking at like a 6 to 8 month schedule, so we're able to get that time with the athletes, to be that mentor, to have that quality time, and also learn who they are off the court, which is also a benefit to being a part of Club 4 as well. You're able to continue to do those dual sports because we have the facility, we can work around your schedule. So we find that very, very important to not, one, get burnt out, but to be able to bring in who you are and not have to just be, Claire the volleyball person. Yeah, because she's still very much a teenager, who's learning everything every day, and testing boundaries occasionally, So you are definitely helping them grow as an individual and as an athlete. One of the things I think that is so cool that you've brought in this year, it adheres directly to that, right? Absolutely.
And helping them grow as an individual. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so after season this past year, a lot of us coaches kind of were like, okay, what are we missing? Like those last 12 points, we're missing ball control, we're missing touch, we're missing, not the competitive edge, I would say, but more so like making the play under the pressure and maybe a play that you're not necessarily used to making. Let's just say, the ball is dug and the middle has to turn and set the out of system ball instead of the setter. So we have kind of come to the conclusion now it's going to take some, some scheduling and some time.
Yeah,
like
you're
we
going to have
always
to polish it.
Right.
I get it.
But what we're going to do is individual training. So we're going to take like age groups. Let's just say, for example, 15 through 18U, and once a week we're going to train a specific skill. Okay, and then 14, 13 would come in, and then 12 through 10, 9U would come in. And we're all training the same skill, which is allowing all of us coaches to be involved. You have more coaches on deck, hands on deck, and a lot more repetition. And then a lot more focus to the way that we're training. So if we really want to work on some digs to our left or moving to our left in the blocking sequence, then we can really work on that for an hour, hour and a half. And then the second practice will be your team practice. So this is going to be able to open us up. Our coaches bring in more coaches that maybe can't commit to a team but are still wanting to give back to the community and be a part of volleyball, which I think it's going to be great once we iron it out. Luckily, we start in November. Our first games are in January, so we have about 6 weeks to iron out that. But I think we're super excited about it. We've kind of gotten our high school. We've only been with our high school so far, but gotten them on board with it. Just able to get those reps that you want to see that you maybe can't get in a team practice.
And I know that, again, personally with Claire, she gets out there, she does get a little intimidated, especially when she's starting with a new team, right? So you can't guarantee that you're going to be on the team with the same players all the time, but it does take time to get used to them and feel comfortable, especially with like a setter middle type relationship, right? So then I think this individualized stuff is going to help her hone her skills, but also her confidence and be able to get out there regardless of who is.
Well, that's great to hear from a parent.
I know. So I'm
like we want to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm really
also
looking
think it
forward
will help that community aspect within the club. Like it won't feel, even if it's someone that's not on your team, you're getting to practice with them once a week, and it's going to make it feel like more of a one club as opposed to, oh, I'm on 16 boosts and you're on 15. Like it'll make them feel more like a community, and I think that'll help too, so that if you do get to the next year and you have different girls on your team, you know them and you can mesh a little bit better with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're also just training the same, from the 10U, 9U age group all the way up. Like we're training the same fundamentals. So it's going to build the sport, we believe, if we can stick with it and get our families behind us on it.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt. I also think that the individualized attention can only help club grow.
Well, and it allows us as coaches to touch, more athletes as well, and to be able to coach them. Some athletes that I haven't personally, coached in a competitive setting per se, but it's going to give me the opportunity to be there, to see that, to coach them, and to have a relationship with maybe a younger athlete that I haven't had.
Right,
so
absolutely.
Far, yeah.
So you mentioned that you have a little bit of time to kind of polish what you're hoping to achieve this season. I do want to mention that because maybe parents out there are like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on with volleyball anyway that I don't know if I can take anything else on. This starts after school, right?
Yes.
Because I don't want people to have a misunderstanding about scheduling and how this lays out, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
So our club starts the week before Thanksgiving. We'll start practices, and then your first game is the first week in January, usually, or second week in January.
Yeah.
And the younger you go, you'll end up in like March, beginning of April. But Delaney took the 12U this year. It was our first year going to nationals, national qualifiers, and they played all the way through April.
Right.
So, I think the older you get, the longer it goes, but it is during, after high school.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in the state of Illinois, it is at the same time as junior high volleyball, but we really try to work with the coaches in the community and get a schedule that's working for them.
Right.
So we're later in the season, but it kind of goes into the spring a little bit more.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so scheduling is generally not an issue. I know, again, personally, both you and school coaches you worked really well to try and make sure that we're not overwhelming, burning out, counterintuitively coaching differently, right?
And that's super important to us. We offer dual sporters. It's so important to us. That's why we took the investment of the facility on. We want to be able to work around that, and our coaches do a wonderful, wonderful job. I mean, every week our coaches are rescheduling practices.
Right.
But it's what's best for the girls. I mean, I want them to be able to play whatever they want and do whatever they want as young girls. So that's kind of. That's our why.
Yeah, I was why
we take 12 hours to go through one practice schedule for a team, but we do think it's important for this age and the youth. Now, for those of you that don't know, club coaches can't coach high school athletes while in high school season.
Right.
So unfortunately, high school tryouts are in July, which really stinks. It's not like we love it.
It's not ideal, but it also does prepare them for those high school tryouts. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, high school tryouts have already gone. We can host another one if we want. There's a certain date that USAV tells us, hey, you can't try out until this date.
Sure.
And then youth tryouts, which would be 14 through 9U, will be the weekend of October 24th.
Okay. So those are coming up obviously pretty quickly. I can't believe school's around the corner, but October will be here before you know it. So 9 through 14 the tryouts will be held then. And just to be clear, this is traveling, so be prepared that you want to sign them up to introduce, re-engage, grow their skills, and the love for the sport as an athlete and an individual. You will be traveling, which is so much fun when you go with the teams, and it kind of creates, again, that community. But I want people to be aware that, there's an investment. You have to invest in your athlete and your child and want them to succeed in this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to stay regionally. Thankfully, many of the qualifiers, if you are on a national level team, are drivable.
Yeah, yes.
Where did you attend this past year?
This
was 12U.
Yeah, this was our first year going to qualifiers, and I think the furthest that we went to was Indiana.
Yeah,
so
that's the furthest we've gone over the span of 4 years. It's very drivable, and it gives you, the excuse to go stay in a hotel and have some fun.
Right? I know, like Minneapolis, a lot of girls go there, and Mall of America. It gives you something to do. We have a whole itinerary when we go to these places, but. Luckily we are in the Midwest when it comes to that, so we can drive to a lot of them. I think the furthest drive that I've done is 7 hours. So, I grew up in it, so it's no different. Obviously, Delaney as well, and her dad.
Yes.
Shout out to Tim.
Yeah, we gotta shout out Tim. He's amazing as well.
So it's fun, and we're talking 6 to 8 weekends. Even if you're not on the say top level team, it's still 6 to 8 weekends. Just a little bit more regional competition, but super good competition, super fun. There's not really a game that, maybe a lull or anything like that. You're playing hard for 2 to 3 days during the weekend. So you're getting a lot of games in the time span that you are gone away from home.
And you mentioned levels, and I know I could sit here and talk about this all day, but you mentioned levels. So one of the great things that you offer is pretty much a spot for varying levels of skill coming in, and then the opportunity to grow within club, right? So you have what's considered like a white, a select, and a boost, and the placement of those athletes depends on skill level, right? And pretty much. And there's some families that say, hey, we can just do regional or things like that, and those are one-off conversations, Right. My goal and our goal is to create, an environment that the girls can play volleyball all year round. And then feel safe within the facility, and then be able to work around what we need to, within reason. Communication is huge for me. Communication is huge, absolutely.
But we don't need to be missing for certain things. But I think that it's really beneficial for athletes to stay and play all year long, if volleyball is their passion, or be engaged in something all year long, whether that's volleyball or basketball or whatever, whatever they want to do. But we do have different teams, we do have different levels. Eventually, as we continue to grow, we would love to send that second level team to qualifiers to see those things as we get older. And I do think going back to the practices of individuals, that's gonna really help.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the level of play and the quality of reps that they're getting, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do think there's a lot of opportunity to grow as an athlete within Club Four and the different age groups, the different levels, and pretty much just you're catering to the person, the family. Which I think is really important in a club. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, we're excited for this year, especially with our youngins. Last year we did a lock-in with the 9 through 14.
And I've already had questions from my girls. They're like, are we doing the lock-in again?
I don't know about you girls, because again, it takes very special folks to be able to, handle all of that for an entire night. But the feedback I got was incredible.
Yeah, we already have some good ideas coming, this year with just, get the olders involved with the youngers.
Yes.
My girls got to spend some time with the 16U and Gabbie's team, and so they got those role models, and they looked up to those girls. So it was really fun for them to get to spend a night with them.
And probably mutually beneficial, because then you have the older girls who they love to teach, right? At that age, they love to take the littles under their wing, and then the littles are like, oh my gosh, very, very cool.
It's fun. It's fun. So we do have some fun ideas this year. Club Four was a passion project for us. It was, hey, let's put this up and let's rely on our coaches to be incredible people, as Delaney's sitting here with me. But we have such a great group of coaches. We have over 20 coaches that would absolutely do anything for the athletes, regardless of the age or if they've ever coached them. And so there's just so much quality in the small group of coaches we have in the area. We want to continue to grow that. We want to continue to bring back, the college age girls that eventually will come coach, right? I hope they move home and come coach like this one. But I think it's important that we do start this training of like, hey, this is how we train. This is how we're gonna train the way that my 17U is training my 10U. So I think it's important in that. I think it's important that we continue to grow as people outside of volleyball, but also be able to be those mentors for those young athletes.
Yeah. Well, I would say so far you're doing a great job. You have a lot of events coming up. You mentioned tryouts. Anything else that we want to get out on the calendar as of right now? I know we have the season starting after pretty much after high school, but anything coming up in between there?
Well, high school games, get out and support our local Club Four girls.
Yes.
Secondly would be open gyms for 9 through 14 will start after Labor Day, I believe. Sundays and Tuesdays, I believe those are the days.
September 8th is the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
So those will go from September through October, twice a week. It's an hour and a half. We don't do a lot of, like, we'll teach, but not a lot of, like, fundamentals. It's just the way that these young girls can come in, play, enjoy playing with other age groups, kind of split by, you know, their certain age, get back involved with maybe some girls from different schools that they haven't seen in a while. You know, the whole fun thing. We have the music blaring. Yes. You know, fans going, let's go play, let's play hard. So that will start open gyms, and then tryouts will be October. And then something else going on in the facility right now is Adult League.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Coach Sean Bunch is fronting that.
We love Sean. Shout out Sean.
Yeah, we have 9 adult teams, at least 2 games a night on Tuesday nights. So we're starting next week. So it should be fun just to get the adults in there and playing indoor again.
Look at you guys.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
So if we want to shout out any coaches that want to be involved, we're always looking for extra coaches, people, you know, that want to give back and be a part of the youth of volleyball. Absolutely. We're hopeful for some fall leagues. Not necessarily leagues, maybe some like sessions for a little, maybe tiny tots, some little guys. But then also those families and those athletes that are like, I don't know if I want to do club. It might be too much. Even that like 9, 10, 11, 12U, we're hopeful to do some stuff in the fall for them prior to season starting. So just stay tuned. We post everything on our website, on Facebook, so kind of follow along there, and then, you know, if you have any questions, email us. That's the best way of communication, for sure.
Club Four, we're lucky to have them in our community, lucky to have them in our family. Personally, if you have any questions, obviously reach out to Club. If you have any questions about our experience, reach out to me. I would recommend you guys, hands down. I think that the experience has been a very positive one of growth, not only for Claire, but us. I mean, you know, I was never in sports, but learning how to support her as an athlete with the help of you guys. And you guys have just created a very strong community for her as an athlete and as an individual. I would recommend reaching out, learning more about Club Four. Go check it out. Right? Okay.
Fun. Swing on by.
Yeah, swing on by. Check them out on Facebook. If you just search Club Four, it will come up. 4 years and going strong. I have no doubt you will continue to surpass everything, hopefully, that you're dreaming of, which you got lofty goals, but I think that's important too. You have great coaches and a great community over there at Club Four. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks so much, girls. All right, guys, that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for more.